Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Bleach Chapter 517 review. Now, this week's chapter of Bleach, I'm going to give it, like the rating, I'm not too sure. I'm not too sure just yet. So, let me first talk about the chapter in of itself. And the chapter in of itself is basically talking. It's a lot of talking, a lot of discussing. But at the same time, it's a lot of important talk. Well, not all the time, but sometimes there were important subjects here or important things that were hinted upon. Like, for example, the female with the weird arms. I believe her name is, what was her name? Her name is like Senjumaru, I believe, something Senjumaru. And basically, Senjumaru, she somehow knows Mayuri. I don't know how. I don't know why. But she somehow knows Senjumaru. And that connection, we're not too sure how it's going to play out later on. But still, it is good to know that these two somehow know each other. Which means that she, in fact, may know Urahara. So, because since Mayuri knows her, then Urahara may also know her as well. Probably. This Senjumaru girl. But what impressed me was that I think that she actually was able to sneak into Mayuri's laboratory and actually get the he snuck into Mayuri's laboratory to get Tenta Zangetsu, but she actually went to Urahara. She actually went to the fourth squad barracks and actually retrieved Byakuya, Renji, and Rukia. Now, my thing here is that, did she utilize speed? Like, was it a speed feat? Or did she actually, use an ability? Because she was saying how she used her hands to open the door of Mayuri's laboratory, and the door simply opened. She used her hands. So, I don't know what's going on here, but it is pretty, fairly interesting. It really is. And when it came to Hikafune, apparently she gained weight. Apparently she gained weight because Hirako Shinji, because it's like he's sitting there and he's kind of like just mad chill. In fact, he says something, and then all of a sudden, like a face, kind of like a hand, kind of like smacks him, like palm thrust, and then apparently the big girl took Hikafune. She took Hikafune. So for those of you guys who said that it was her, then yeah, you're right. You were right. That was in fact Hikafune. She, I don't know what she looked at before, but now she's a big girl. She's a big girl. Fuck it. Big girls need love too, man. Just the way it is. But but basically, after that, we get a little scene here with the guy with the Yakuza guy. And at first, it looks like he has the Elvis hair, which he does. But at the end, there's a hook. Like, it tips over and, it's a hook. It's very strange. Kind of like a fishing hook. But basically, apparently, this guy taught Unohana her healing techniques. Which, threw me off. I'm like, this guy's the healer? The Yakuza guy is the healer? Like, what? So, it was very weird. But it's cool, though. It's cool. For some reason, it's cool. And that's because I didn't expect it to happen. I like that. I like that. I can't predict shit when it comes to this motherfucker. Because this guy, his connection with Unohana is very strange. At first, it seemed like either they were lovers or she was his student. But then now it's kind of like she doesn't acknowledge him in any way, shape, and form. So, I don't know. But still, I like that whole entire connection between this guy and her. The fact that he is a healer, because normally the healers in this show, the fourth squad, they all suck. Alright, Unohana is quote unquote the second strongest captain. But my phone, I apologize. But right now she is featless. She is truly featless in the show Bleach. Now, even though this guy with the Elvis hook hair is a healer, the thing here is that he pulled off a fairly impressive feat, which is he got behind Soifon, a character who was based around speed and reaction. He got behind her without her ever noticing. In fact, by the time she noticed that he was behind her, he already had her wrist behind 3 of his fingers and was telling her to shut up. It was like, shut up, all right? We do our job, all right? We do our job, which is to protect the Spirit King. But you are complaining. You are literally bitching about not being able to do your own job, which is to protect society. Hence the term Gotei. Gotei 13, meaning the 13 squads that protect society. Hence, that is your job. Gotei, protecting society. And he's like, don't bitch to us. Don't tell us to come down to do your job for you. That's why you're here. So it was like, damn, so that was very cool. And then the last scene, well, not the last scene, but the last character among the Royal Court Guard squad to do something was the guy with the beads, the guy with the prayer beads around his neck. And he basically was there. He was more of a mediator. Like, he was there to, like, contain the guy with the mohawk. At the same time, he was there to tell the captains what's going on. And he stated that we want Ichigo. We need Ichigo because, Ichigo's the main character. No shit. But still, they need Ichigo. They already took Byakuya, Rukia, Kenpachi. Byakuya, Rukia, Renji. And they're going to heal him. So, because the guy with the mohawk spike hair, he was telling Unohana that with your skills, you can't heal Byakuya, and you can't heal you can't heal Renji, Rukia, Byakuya to the full extent that they can be healed too. But basically, they won't be able to return to normal underneath her healing, underneath her care. And he even states that Byakuya, if he stays here, will die. So, the thing here is that, why did they select only these 3? Why not Kenpachi? Kenpachi's wounded too. I'm just saying. Alright, I'm just saying. He had fingers in his neck. So, I'm just saying. And plus, this kind of tripped me out. Because Unohana was able to heal Hiri. And Hiri, we all know, got cut in half. So, how is it that she can heal Hiri, but yet her medical knowledge isn't good enough to heal Byakuya or Renji or Rukia? So I don't know. Like, I'm just saying, it was a throw off. It was a throw off. It really was. Like her not her Bankai, but her Zanpakuto, when she uses it, that giant flying eel thing, if you're inside that thing's mouth, it heals you. So it's kind of like, I don't know. But I guess she wasn't good enough. Even though, again, she healed Hiri, you got cut in half, whatever. Alright? Chuck it to the side. And that was it. Amongst the Royal Crocodile squad, only 4 out of the 5 actually did something. The other guy, he wasn't even shown in this, entire chapter, with the exception of the color page. And that was it. Like, the other guy, who looks like Love, did nothing. He did nothing. He wasn't even seen. So I don't know exactly what's going on with that guy. I'm not too sure. Either he has no connection with any person in society, or he has a connection with some people, but they're not shown yet. Like, they're not shown together. They're not interacting with one another. Like, he may have a connection with Love. I'm assuming that because they look very similar. Like, they really, really, really do. But because Love isn't here, then we may not see an interaction between this guy who looks like him and Love. So, who knows? Like, again, we'll see in the future. We'll see if he actually knows someone in society. Now, at the end of the chapter, we have this scene of the guy with the beads, and basically he is talking about how they're going to take up everyone to the royal palace, including Ichigo. And Ichigo's like, wait, I'm fine. My injuries aren't that bad as Byakuya's or Rukia's or Renji's, so I can stay here and be patched up here. But then the guy says, no, we're taking you up to society up to the royal palace for an entirely different reason. And we'll find out later on. But my assumption here, obviously, is that it has ties to either the Quincy thing or the Spirit King wants to see Ichigo. Which, I wouldn't know why. I think that it has something to do with his father. Not mainly his mother, but more so his father. If the Spirit King wants to see Ichigo, then that's a father thing. The Quincy thing with Yuha is more of his mother thing. So, like, we'll see. We'll see, alright? And at the end, at the last panel, apparently there's like a radio somewhere. And then we hear or we read off the voice of someone who's in Hueco Mundo, which I'm assuming is Urahara. Because the last panel on the side, it says, an urgent message from that man in Hueco Mundo. And when you read the actual page, it sounds, or it really does read off to be like Urahara. So I'm going to assume that's Urahara. I really am. So, but that's it. So I'm done. King Lightning. So wait, no. The rating, actually, no. No, right. I'm not done yet. Let me do a chapter summary, and then I'll give you the rating. Alright, so the chapter starts off basically, and we see them come out, the Royal Court Guard Squad. Very strange. Trumpets. Like this one girl. This one girl. Sugahara. Wait, hold on. Fuck, what's her name? Sugahara. Senjumaru, whatever, right? Senjumaru, right? So basically, they're coming out, trumpets and all. Senjumaru has like trumpets, like the guy with the mohawk has like a flag, not mohawk. The guy with the Elvis hair has like a flag of the Royal Court Guard Squad logo, and they're like a weird batch of people, like they really are. In fact, the other guy is being blocked out by the actual text. Like it was, oh man, like disrespectful. And I have a funny feeling that this guy's black. In fact, you know what? Let me check the cover page, because if they're actually blocking the black guy via text, let me see. Hold on. Give me a second. Okay. Is he black? And the answer, yes. The answer is he is black. He is black indeed. Yep. Okay, yeah. So once again, shitting on the black man. Yep. Dude, look at it. The first actual page of the actual chapter, the black guy is being blocked out by this big Yosha. Like, I'm just saying. All right. I'm just saying. All right. Whatever. All right. Whatever. Blocking the black man, man. Blocking the black man. Damn it. God damn it. So basically, after that, we come in there. We have a few scenes. Well, Ichigo's like, what the hell's going on? Come in there, have a few scenes. Hirako is talking about, how these guys are pretty damn weird. Then gets smacked in the face, and then we see the woman who was actually Hikafune, who was the big girl, who apparently gained a lot of weight. Then we cut over to the guy with the mohawk, who's talking. The guy with the mohawk. I keep on saying mohawk. The Elvis spiked hair, and he's talking to Unohana about the healing techniques that she may have learned from him if she actually mastered them. And she says, yeah, but she treats him pretty cold. So, like pretty cold. I mean, either, yeah, it is pretty cold. It is. Because normally, I would say that that's her personality, but in this case, it is pretty cold. It really is. After that, we have a scene of the guy kind of hugging him, or like trying to butt in the conversation, like the guy with the bald head and the prayer beads. And then what happens here is that Kyoraku comes in there, and then he says, "Okay, fine. So why is the Zero Division here?" And then the guy with the bald head says, "We're here for Kurosaki Ichigo. All right, we're taking you to the Soul Palace. All right, thumbs up. He smiled. Yeah. So he thumbs up, and they're now going to go to the Soul Palace. At the same time, what happens here is that Soifong, he starts yelling like, stop messing around, stop fucking around. Well, how come you guys didn't come earlier? Blah 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 blah. The guy with the Elvis hair spike, he actually he gets behind her, grabs her wrist like this. And it's like, you're annoying, shut up. You are the Gote 13. Gote. Protecting the society. Do your job. Do your fucking job. So, she's complaining, gets shut down. At the same time, the big guy kind of cuts him off there, hits him on the head. And then the other female, who once again, her name is Senjumaru, she apparently at some point, either she got the Bankai of Ichigo, Renji, Byakuya, and Rukia, and I don't know what she used. Either it was a technique or it was a speed feat. I'm not too sure because we didn't see what happened exactly. But either way, she has them, and then they're in these spheres, and she's gonna take them up to the royal palace. And then what happens here is that Unohana, she says, no, don't do that, because if you do that, then they're gonna die, especially Kuchiki Byakuya. But then the guy with the mohawk says, no, because you don't have the skills to actually heal these people. I do. You don't have the snuff. You don't have what it takes, Unohana. So, I don't know. Me personally, I kind of disagree with that because, again, for like the 5th time, she healed Hiri. And what happened to Hiri? She got cut in half. Just saying. After that scene, what happens here is that we have Mairi come out of nowhere. And Mairi, he's basically looking at the sphere that has the Sanpak Toe of Ichigo. And then he's talking to Senjumaru. Like, they know each other fairly well. So there's a connection here between Mairi and Senjumaru. And thus, I have to assume that there's a connection between Senjumaru and Urahara. I have to. And then after that, what happens here is that they're going to take Ichigo up. But Ichigo's like, I'm okay. I'm not that injured. I'm patched fairly well. And then the guy's like, well, we're taking you up to the royal palace for an entirely different reason. And then they get the call in from Urahara, and there's the end of the chapter. So I'm done. The rating for this chapter overall, I'm going to give it a okay. It was an okay chapter because, again, first of all, shit on the black guy. That's number one. Number 2 is that there's no action. Granted, action is not a key cornerstone of this of storytelling, but still, would have liked some action. Number 3 is that Byakuya is now going to be revived. And again, to me, it's kind of like, I'm not a fan of that. I'm not. Byakuya fans are, I'm not, because Byakuya should have died. He should have died. And the possibility of him actually being able to fight again as a Shinigami, even though his Sanpak Toe kind of like shattered in a sense, like half shattered. Really? According to Mari back in the day, if your Sanpak Toe hilt, if that gets destroyed, then your Sanpak Toe abilities are permanently damaged. Or you can't use them. But, I guess, screw it now. Whatever. Number 4, how come they're not taking Kenpachi? That's number 4. Kenpachi should be amongst the group. That's number 4. And number 5 is that the characters, like this batch of people, like in a sense, I like them, but I'm still pretty, I'm on and off. I really am, because they're okay. They're okay, but they're not like fantastic. Again, I was expecting a lot more. Even though Senjumaru, she is more interesting. She really is. She is. So, but yeah, I'm done. Once again, King of Lightning, be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. Peace. Have a nice day.